In this episode of Mwah TV, I'm exploring a common problem that a lot of businesses have when it comes to differentiating themselves. If you're not sure that you're even standing out in your marketplace, or you might be a little bit concerned that you're standing out in your marketplace for some of the wrong reasons, do not worry, I'm going to get you back on the right path towards success in today's episode. A massive business that what? I don't know, that does something amazing. Now, differentiation just means that you're being different, but in an intentional way as a brand. It's about doing something in a part of your branding that nobody else has thought about doing yet. If you know that you operate in quite an overcrowded market, so there's a lot of people out there doing the same sort of thing that you do for the same sort of person and at the same sort of price, adopting a differentiation strategy is a really good way to align yourself to your perfect customer. If you flip your thinking and imagine that you and all of the other businesses that you compete with are like cans of soup on a shelf, your customer comes into the supermarket and takes a look at that shelf and goes, right, I'm going to pick that one today because that's the one that I want to try the most for whatever reason it is. You're aligning yourself by being a little bit different compared to all of the other proverbial cans of soup on a shelf. And as well as feeling more aligned, you're creating an opportunity to innovate. Don't worry, as we progress through today's episode, I have lots of real life examples to help you understand exactly what I'm talking about. Why this problem is a common branding problem. You don't know what you don't know, do you? When I think about differentiation, I think about Lester Bangs, who is a really funny character played by Philip Seymour Hoffman in the fantastic movie Almost Famous. And he famously says in this film,
What do you like, the star of your school?
They hate me.
Yeah. Well, you'll meet them all again on their long journey to the middle.
You'll meet them all again on the long journey to the middle. The only real way to figure out if you're either already operating in the middle as a brand or if you're actually destined to get to the middle with what you're doing right now is by carrying out a competitive audit. I talked a lot more about competitive auditing on this episode. You might want to go and take a look at that next if you haven't done a competitive audit. And don't worry, stick around. I'm going to put a link to that below in the show notes for you as well. If you know that you're avoiding taking a good look around at what all of the competition is doing out there in your market, then there's a good chance that you don't have the information that you need in order to start differentiating. So it's important that you do the audit first and then you think about differentiation after that. Gaining that knowledge can feel pretty scary. I'm not going to lie to you. It's normal to want to just play it safe and kind of do the same sort of thing that everyone else is doing in your world. Maybe you take a lot of your prompts from a brand that you've decided is bigger and better than you are, and you're just going to kind of imitate and follow their lead a little bit. And that's your marketing plan. That's probably not going to work out for you in the long run. Now, don't forget to subscribe to Mwah TV. Make sure you hit the bell when you do that, and you're going to be notified every single time a new episode comes out. What happens when you ignore this? Choosing to manage your brand in this reactionary, more sheep-like way is preventative to your growth. So by following the rest of the pack, you're avoiding lots of opportunities that do exist in your marketplace. If you were to just think of things a little bit more objectively and start to differentiate, you can almost start to guarantee that you're going to be seen as the innovator in your marketplace. That's going to mean that your brand and reputation lasts for a lot longer and you're going to make a lot more money. Now, when you don't differentiate, to go back to that soup on the shelf example, you're fitting in there with all of the other proverbial soups, and the customer's just going to skim past you where they're looking for something standout that's going to appeal to them. Even the most loyal customers, after a while, are going to want to try a little bit of a change. And if that change is a little bit more aligned to what they want out of life, they're going to try that out and see you later. It's important to try and give those compelling reasons for customers to keep coming back. When this happens, your brand just gets lost in the shadows. A really good indicator of this, by the way, is if someone that you're chatting to, like in networking or online, refers to you as sort of similar to someone else, and that someone else has nothing to do with your business, there's a good chance that that person isn't getting the articulation of your branding at all, and they've made an assumption that you're just the same as this other person. And it can, this has happened to me, it can feel quite offensive when someone does that, but really it's just a reflection that maybe it's time you differentiated as a brand and you remain memorable and unique and totally not like that random person that they compared you to. I'd love it if you take a quick second now to give me a quick thumbs up if you're enjoying this episode. Cheers, babes. Mwah. How to overcome this? So, I ask you, why are you different to everyone else in your market? If you're not 100% sure on all of the different brands that are operating in your same marketplace, when you go back and you revisit that competitive auditing piece I was talking about before, you're going to want to make sure that you take a really good look at the following. Make sure you note down all of the brand names and any associated lingo that they use. You want to make a note of product and service features. You want to take a good look at how other people are selling what they're selling. Whereabouts are they operating the most on social media? Do they create content and how is their content styled? And are there any particular trends that come up when you're doing this work? Can you see anything in relation to aesthetics? So are people using similar colours, similar typography, similar styles of layout? Who is your competitor's customer and why is that brand more for them than you are? And finally, are you able to spot a correlation between the psychology of the brand's pricing in relation to that customer that they're trying to serve? When you know all of this information, you can start getting really strategic about the way that you're going to go about differentiating your brand. If you struggled answering that question where I asked you, why is your brand different to everyone else? Then knowing the information that you're going to glean from your competitive audit might bring up some fresh insights and opportunities where you can start to innovate through differentiation. When you've got all of this figured out, we can start thinking, how are we going to differentiate? So there's lots of different ways that you can do this. You could think about pursuing a customer that no one else has ever thought of in your market. A good example of this is Tactical Baby Gear, and they have created a whole range of male-centric and male-designed baby products. So this is perfect for the dad who doesn't want to be lumbered and have his style crammed, carrying around overly feminine baby accessories, so prams, carriers, all that sort of thing. You might think about differentiating just through creating content and putting that content out in a place that all of the competition that you've got are currently ignoring. Why not become the ultimate fitness brand that absolutely dominates on LinkedIn? Or you could take inspiration from Kine. I've mentioned Kine before on the show. She is a gorgeous, glamorous drag queen, but she is killing it on TikTok, explaining the nuances of mathematical theorem in a way that even my little brain can understand. You might choose to differentiate in the style that you deliver your service. Just like Not Another Salon. They were the world's first salon that introduced the 100% silent salon appointment. So if you hate having to make all of that small talk, you know, the whole where are you going on your holidays conversation with your stylist when you visit the salon, you can go to Not Another Salon and book 100% silent appointment and just go and chill out and have your hair done in peace. Differentiation through visual aesthetics might be the good shout for you. Like Michelle Porter, who has brought a Caribbean-inspired collection of prints to her range of activewear. This is so bold and bright and colourful, you really are going to stand out in the gym. And what I love about this range is she caters all the way up to 6XL as well. So she really is thinking about disrupting the market that she's operating in. Could you differentiate through education? Creative content just like Hello Flow and their hysterical videos that both educate you as well as make you giggle about periods. You could differentiate by introducing a whole new price point in your market. A good example of this is Azature, who introduced a bottle of nail polish to the market filled with real black diamonds. It retails at $250,000 for a single bottle. Pick one of these ways to differentiate for your business, and then you can start planning out exactly how you're going to differentiate in the right way. Links to all of the brands I just mentioned are below for you to take a look at in a second. If you'd like to talk about your plans for differentiation with me, why not book yourself a cyber cocktail? This is a free 30-minute session together on Zoom. You can get me up to speed with your business story so far, and then we can start thinking about how to differentiate your brand into a manageable plan of action in your business. To book a cyber cocktail, just head on over to www.laurapearman.com/cyber-cocktail. Scroll down and pick a date and time, fill in the form, and then you are ready to rock. What are the benefits of differentiation in your business? When you apply any of the different differentiation strategies that we've talked about today for your business, you can be really confident that you're not missing opportunities everyone else is currently ignoring. You're not reacting with a sheep-like branding strategy. You'll know exactly how to articulate your differences and which customer's going to appreciate those differences the most. And this is going to help you carve out your place in your market to be truly creative, unique, and memorable. If you've enjoyed learning about differentiation with me today, you're going to want to take a look at this playlist, which covers a lot more common branding mistakes in the same sort of detail as what we've looked at today. Let's identify together how to improve your branding. I'll see you next time. Mwah. Now, before you go anywhere, don't forget to subscribe. Mwah.